Someone in your life has said something about your GLP-1 journey that landed wrong. Maybe it was a comment about the medication not being safe. Maybe it was a joke that wasn't quite a joke. Maybe it was silence, the particular silence of someone who used to ask how you were doing and now doesn't. And some part of you is still carrying it. Today I want to give you a framework for that, because you don't have to let every opinion about your journey have equal weight in your life. And most women on this path haven't been told that. I'm Dr. Jen Bradley, licensed psychologist and founder of After the Noise, where we talk about everything your GLP-1 is changing besides the number on the scale. Let's start with what's actually happening when someone in your life doesn't support your GLP-1 journey. There's a range. On one end, there's the person who is openly critical, who tells you the medication is dangerous, that they've read things about the side effects, that they're worried about you. It sounds like concern, and some of it probably is. But underneath it is a message that lands, whether they intend it to or not: I'm not sure you should be doing this. On the other end, there's something subtler. The person who is supportive of the number on the scale and quiet about everything else. Who asks you how much you've lost and moves on before you can get to the harder things you've been wanting to say. Who loves you and simply doesn't have a framework for what this journey is actually asking of you. Both of these experiences have something in common. They leave you alone with your own experience. And when you're doing something as significant as this, something that is changing not just your body, but how you think about yourself, what you're willing to tolerate, who you're becoming, being alone with it hurts. Here's what I want you to understand. The people around you are not failing you on purpose. Most of them are responding from the only framework they have, and that framework almost never includes what a GLP-1 journey actually does to a woman psychologically. That's not an excuse for the comments that sting. It's context. Because context is what lets you respond thoughtfully instead of just absorbing the hit. I want you to hold two questions in your mind at the same time. Does this person care about me? And does this person understand what I'm actually going through? Those are not the same question, and the answers are not always the same. Someone can love you deeply and have almost no framework for what it's like to have the food noise go quiet and then wonder what you're supposed to feel in that silence. They can want good things for you and still be responding to a version of this journey that exists only on the surface, the before and after, the number, the physical change, without any understanding of the terrain underneath it. Caring and understanding are two different things. And when we treat them as the same thing, we either give too much weight to the opinions of people who don't actually understand, or we dismiss the care of people who genuinely love us but simply don't have the tools to show up the way we need. Both of those are worth avoiding. Here's the framework I use with the women I work with, and I want you to have it. Think of the opinions of people in your life as votes, not commands, votes. The people who both care about you and understand this experience from the inside, who have lived something similar, who have done their own version of this work, who genuinely grasp what the psychological weight of this journey feels like, those people get a meaningful vote. Their perspective is informed. It's worth taking seriously. The people who care about you but don't understand the experience get a smaller vote. Not no vote. Their love is real and their concern usually comes from that love. but their opinion about the inner experience of your journey is not particularly well informed. You can receive their care and still not let their doubts become your doubts. And then there's a third category: the people who neither care about you nor understand the experience, the internet commenters. The colleagues who have opinions about medication they've never taken for a condition they've never lived with. The strangers who have decided that weight loss this way is cheating, that you didn't earn it, that there's something wrong with using a tool that works. These people do not get a vote, not a small one, not a politely considered one, none. I want to say that again because I mean it. People who neither care about you nor understand your experience do not get to weigh in on your choices. You don't owe them a defense. You don't need to earn their agreement before you move forward. Their opinion belongs to them. It doesn't have to belong to you. There is one more vote I haven't mentioned yet, and it's the one that matters most: yours. You are the one living in this body. You are the one doing this work. The physiological adaptation, the emotional work, the identity questions, the relationship navigation. You are the one carrying the consequences of the decisions you make about your own health and your own life. Your own lived experience gets the deciding vote. And here's where I want to be direct with you, because this is the part that most women on this journey haven't been told. Learning to exercise that vote, learning to trust your own perception of what's happening to you, even when the people around you don't fully see it, is some of the most important psychological work of this entire journey. Most women on a GLP-1 arrive with years of practice overriding their own experience. Diet culture taught them to distrust their hunger, their body, their instincts. Many of them absorbed messages early in life that their needs were less pressing than everyone else's. By the time they start this journey, the habit of deferring to other people's opinions about their own body is deeply grooved. The validation gap, that's what I call the experience of feeling unseen in your journey despite being surrounded by people who care about you, doesn't just hurt. It can actively reinforce that habit of self-doubt. When your experience goes unwitnessed, you start converting the absence of understanding into evidence about yourself. If no one is asking the deeper questions, maybe you shouldn't be sitting with them. That's not a conclusion. That's a pattern, and you can interrupt it. The next time someone says something about your journey that stings, a comment about the medication, a joke that doesn't quite land, a silence where support should be, I want you to pause before you absorb it and ask yourself those two questions. Does this person care about me? And does this person understand what I'm actually going through? If the answer to both is yes, take their perspective seriously. Sit with it. Let it inform you. If the answer to the first is yes, but the second is no, receive their care and give their opinion a smaller vote. You don't have to argue with them. You don't have to convince them. You can let them love you without letting their incomprehension become your self-doubt. And if the answer to both is no, if this is someone who neither knows you nor understands this experience, close the browser tab. Put down the phone. Their opinion was never yours to carry. Then come back to yourself, to what you know to be true about your own experience, to the vote that counts the most. If this resonated, the full essay is on my Substack this week. The link is in the description. It goes deeper on the psychology, including what the validation gap actually costs you internally, and why the absence of understanding from the people closest to you can quietly become self-doubt if you don't interrupt it. And if you're looking for something more actionable, a roadmap for the psychological work your GLP-1 journey is asking of you, my newsletter is where I give you that, one step at a time. The subscribe link is also in the description. I'm Dr. Jen Bradley. This is After the Noise. I'll see you next week.